Hi, this is Dr. Saxena, and I've been talking on. There's a big word about what is this black fungus and all that. Everyone is talking about that, and my kind of work with the mold-related illness and the mycotoxins. What we have figured out in working with the integrative medicine, and this is it's not just mold. It is this is just a beginning. What I believe. There is a lot of things to understand about this mold and mycotoxin exposure. They're actually one of the best understood indoor air contaminants. See, the thing is, we are not beyond mycotoxins. I'm talking about something like gram-negative, gram-positive bacteria. There's something like endotoxins. You have got microbial particulates. You have got something like PM 2.5, PM 10, non-microbial volatile organic as compounds. You have got glucans, and see, this is all we need to understand all this to understand what is this environmentally acquired illness. We believe when we started looking at mycotoxins, when we started work in autism, and we started working with Parkinsonism and all that, which I believe it's more of a mycotoxin induced. And so this is one thing which I felt we are not having enough knowledge about this particular stuff when we did our medical graduation. And I'd like to give you some simple stuffs which can be really handy. And this particular thing called mucormycosis, and people started talking about what is this mold, what is this fungus and all that. There's a big kind of things are happening right now. So what I want to tell you is try to start with my low mold diet. What I want to tell you is the foods which must be avoided are sugar and sugar containing foods. It can be table sugar and other simple fast releasing sugars such as fructose, lactose. You have got maltose, you have got glucose. So see, this includes also honey and natural sugar syrups, which are normally found sometimes like some things like fruit sugar juices and all that. So and it includes, you have to be away from all those things called candies, sweets, cakes, cookies, and baked items. No cool drinks and all that. This 5 fructose corn syrup in the cool drinks is also so my focus on in this video is probably trying to tell you is, if you have diabetes, if you have post COVID symptoms, you had some headache and all that, don't wait till you get into something nasty problem. Start avoiding this particular things. See, we go one extent is avoid even the high fruit high sugar fruits, which are usually pineapple, mangoes, banana, watermelons, oranges, and grapes. This also has to be avoided. I can always tell you, you want to do something, you can always use some organic berries, you can use organic apples, lemon, or lime. This is okay. Try to avoid something like packed and processed foods, which are I've told you about canned, bottled. This one you try to avoid pre-packaged foods and all that, which are usually canned foods are baked beans. You get ready-made soups, you get ready-made sauces, and it has to be totally out of your kitchen and your dining table. Bottled things as such, foods are usually soft drinks, fruit juices, all condiments as well as sauces. Keep it away. Ready-made meals, something like breakfast cereals. I can always tell you, I was a big fan of oats, and I used to telling everyone about try to take oats and all that. until I figured there is something, if the preparation is not that good, and that is one thing which causes a problem. And mold infestation into the old oats and all that, we never knew. When we used to take breads also, that was the same problem we had, in the sense the the mold comes in the bread, and to increase the shelf life, and we used to keep it in the fridge and all that, but still that mold was an issue. Talking about other things, mold and yeast containing foods, which are something like cheeses, try to avoid. If you have got post COVID and you don't want to get into something like mucor or some things, try to avoid cheeses. Try to avoid something like alcoholic drinks, particularly beer, wine, whiskey, brandy. I don't know where this kind of thing has, everyone, there is a kind of word, people think that if you are taking a uh, whiskey and all that, you're not going to get into trouble with this COVID-19. I can always tell you things, people, it's a kind of, take it from me, it's a mold, it's a yeast containing beverage. Try to keep it away. Even the rum, you have got gin, you have got brandy, whiskey, you have got wine, beer, everything has got wine. It's a kind, the more the old wine, the more you have got that yeast into that. Processed foods, one thing I can always tell you is about sausages, smoked meats. You have got people try to use this ham, bacon and all that. And coming to the fruit juices, I'm very sure, take it, all the packaged fruit juices may potentially contain molds. Don't ever, we don't suggest people to go for packaged fruit juices. Instead of, you can take fresh fruit juices, that will be better. Dried foods, and everyone is talking about how to raise your immunity and all that. People are on raisins, people are on apricots, prunes, figs, dates. So all these nuts and all that, they have high levels of molds in that. The more the mold you are going into it. So what are the things which you can eat in rather small amounts also, but I can always go yes with this thing called gluten-free grains, brown rice, you have quinoa, you have got buckwheat, you have got millet, you have got gluten-free oats also are available. High starch vegetables, I certainly believe you can always go for the high starch and vegetables and the legumes, namely sweet corn, potatoes, you have got beans and lentils, peas, sweet potatoes, and this is the kind of thing. And particularly coming to the fruits, I would definitely I'll repeat that apples, berries, and pears and peaches should be a kind of stuff. And the foods which can be eaten freely, low carbohydrate vegetables, something like broccoli, spinach, cauliflower, cabbage, cucumber, peppers, tomato, fresh tomatoes, onions, asparagus, garlic. These are the things which you can take it plenty. If you try to prefer non-vegetarian, you can always go for organic pastured animal products, something like seafood, poultry, or pastured eggs and all that. So that's my take. You can always go for lamb, this one also. But if you can look something like organic pastured animal products, it will be fine. A word about something like nuts here. No peanuts are allowed, no walnuts are allowed, no pecan, no cashews and Brazil nuts. Be careful with this particular stuff. You can always use raw nuts of something like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, almonds. Organic almonds can be tried, and these are all containing no mold. Whereas peanuts is having a lot of aflatoxin, don't get into that. And the kind of fats, healthy fats, what you can always take. Try to use something like extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, coconut milk, we call ghee, which is a clarified butter, avocado, and organic butter. So beverages, what are the things you can take are filtered water, non-fruity herbal teas. Absolutely, teas are, you can always use it in abundance. Mineral water, fresh veggie juice is one thing which is I am. All these things we are working because we are worried about this mycotoxins, and mycotoxins, I can always tell you, this aflatoxin and all that, it's not just causing these problems, but it is one of the big things when it comes to the outcomes of your COVID disease, also illness. Because this COVID, once you get into COVID and you may be negative and all that, but over a period of time, if you don't take care of this particular things, you are probably getting into that kind of into zone, into that fungal issues. And I can always tell you this, once this fungal issue comes, it's a very nasty thing. It remains in it remains for years. And there are a lot of misconceptions about this thing. And we had seen patients who had got exposed to mold. They have very common symptoms. They say we have extreme fatigue, they have weakness, you have got some headaches, light sensitivity, something like brain fog, you have got something like insomnia, and many things. It can be sugar cravings, can be something like vertigo. It can, the people can have static shocks. You have got digestive issues which are very common: gas, bloating, heartburn, diarrhea or constipation. You have got blurring vision, red eyes. So what I want to tell you, don't wait. If you have one of the symptoms, try to start a low mold diet, which I was talking about. That don't wait for things to happen. These are not the we have abundance kind of thing. We have treated mold related patients. I can always tell you how well the outcomes will be just by following the diet. We do some detoxification procedure, we try to work with some glutathione injections. This is a real thing which we were talking about in our integrative medicine. We had picked up a lot of cases having these problems, and this is real actually. This is one thing which is more related illness, as well as mycotoxin is a real issue. And all these chronic and complex illnesses are inherently complex, and they're difficult to treat for doctors operating only under this modern healthcare systems. We need to these illnesses require more thorough medical histories, more testing. You have got to have treatment plans. You need to look into the diet, you need to look into the small things as such. So this will make a beginning. I see a rise in conditions such as chronic inflammatory response syndrome. Chronic inflammatory response syndrome, you all know what is it. It is a cytokine storm, and with COVID, you know what is this cytokine storm. I'm seeing a lot rise in cases of neuroinflammatory conditions. I have seen how these mycotoxins can go up to Parkinsonism, mast cell activation syndrome, which is called MCAs. You have got something like tick-borne illness, you have got viral reactivation and viral load illness, and all autoimmune diseases. And I had among our group, I see similar patterns from all our colleagues. And it's not that environmentally acquired illness are new. It was there for a quite long time, and it is that our industrial society is rapidly contributing to the overall toxic burden of body through new chemicals, plastics, artificial ingredients in the food supply, the cheap construction materials that foster an ideal breeding ground for the mold. I often think in terms of this total toxic load and infectious burden. Most of the complex conditions of complex chronic conditions are a stew of both the things. It has got total toxic load as well as the infectious burden. So we try to work it out on this mold related illness, and um, it's a level of mold exposure. What were the area this presents with some people present with fungal rhinosinusitis, mycosis, you have got asthma, you have got mitochondrial toxicity, people present with something like hypersensitivity pneumonia, you have got some people have nephrotoxicity. These are all the things which is the kind of picture, and the ways in which the mycotoxin impact the body greatly based on a person. The mechanisms are slightly, we are all talking about that. It's about the infection, allergies, inflammation, autoimmunity, oxidative stress, and these are the things which usually. I just wanted to provide a base, and you people should know what exactly is this mycosis. And I know this mucormycosis has been much talked about. Thing, and our country is facing this issue, and just by following this diet and trying to work out with simple techniques, I can definitely say we can always prevent this major problem by just by diet, just by doing some kind of detoxification and all that, and by just doing some simple stuffs, by using a lot of antifungals also. I'm not against that particular thing, but if you do your homework correctly, you understand what is mold toxicity, and things can be better. Thank you.